Good evening and thank you for joining us. An unexpected announcement from the Alberta government. A new grant for Alberta fuel retailers has been introduced. It'll level the playing field in Lloydminster by making up the difference imposed by the contentious carbon levy. Adam MacVicker has the local reaction.
After months of lobbying, the Alberta government is taking action to offset the difference of carbon and fuel taxes between Alberta and Saskatchewan.
Knowing that they understand the bi-provincial nature of our city, and that's what this is reflective of, is a good step.
The province's much-welcomed announcement will provide a grant program for Alberta-side gas stations. This is expected to cover the increased taxes on gas stations caused by the carbon levy.
Was it the perfect solution? No, but I certainly appreciate what the provincial government has done. It'll help us all at the fuel pump, I hope, sooner than later.
The grant kicks in on April 1st and is retroactive from January 1st when the carbon tax was first implemented. It's expected to cost the government between $3 and $5 million in 2017-2018, and the government says it will be reviewed annually.
It's an advocacy win for our Political Action Committee on behalf of our membership and the community.
The Chamber of Commerce welcoming the news. After lobbying for an all-out exemption, the committee is waiting to see details of the application.
So it's yet to be determined if it's a user-friendly application or if it's a cumbersome application. And we would hope that it's an easy application to make for those businesses.
Local fuel dealers are also happy with the decision after the government's wait-and-see approach before Christmas.
From a community standpoint, this is, I think, a good victory as well, because the Lloydminster Charter and some of the other precedents, they're easy to be washed away or forgotten about under new governments and with new players. So we're really happy that it's something that's been recognized.
While there was no noticeable price change on either side of 50th Avenue, King says the 2.5 cent per litre tax hit took its toll on business.
Makes it tough for people to carry the extra working capital cost of paying a tax and then claiming it back later. So people were beginning to modify their behaviors, and it was really just creating inefficient decisions.
Funding for the grant will come from carbon levy revenues, and the Ministry of Finance says more information on applications will be available for retailers closer to April 1st. Adam MacVicker, Newcap News.
Well, after a report of a child being rescued from being left inside a vehicle for too long in frigid temperatures, doctors are cautioning drivers to be aware of how long they leave their children unattended. Brian Lentz has more.
They don't have that much insulation or padding like adults do.
When temperatures become frigid, it doesn't take long for children to be affected, even inside the shelter of a vehicle.
If somebody's left in a car on a cold day, say -30 for longer than 45 minutes to an hour, they might start feeling the effects of hypothermia.
Dr. Saeed adds the younger the child, the more dangerous it is to leave them behind.
A little older child may make noise and attract people's attention. So it's the babies and the infants that we're really worried about here, who may be strapped in a car seat, cannot get out.
RCMP say leaving a vehicle running to keep children warm may not be a good idea either.
We would caution you though and say not to leave that vehicle with keys in it. We don't want to have a vehicle get stolen, especially not with a child inside.
Constable Kurzinger says people should not be immediately alarmed if they see a child unattended in a vehicle, but to use common sense.
But if it is an extended period of time and you are concerned or you do see that child in distress, and not just crying because they're upset, but actually in distress, you can always give us a call.
Brian Lentz, Newcap News.
Now back at home, the Native Friendship Centre is looking for the community's support to help them get closer to paying off their mortgage with a steak night fundraiser next Thursday. The event will include a steak supper, a 50-50 draw, and a raffle. The centre has also been selling chocolate-covered almonds to get closer to that $10,000 worth of payments that they have left.
It would be nice to have the community recognize and support the importance of the centre and our goal in freeing up that money a little bit sooner and achieving our goal.
Tickets are $25 and they are still looking for donations for raffle items. If the fundraising target is not met by the end of March, they will continue to fundraise in order to celebrate the milestone by National Aboriginal Day in June. And there's a lot to keep you busy this weekend, whether you're interested in toys and antiques or famous comedians and hockey players. Here's Heather Clagus with what's happening in Lloydminster.
This weekend is a busy weekend in Lloydminster. There's so many really cool things for you to check out, including the annual Border City Collectors Show and Sale. This is the 25th annual, and they've got some great folks returning and also some new people that are going to be there. And they're going to have a wide selection of items. Whether you're a collector when it comes to farm toys, whether you're looking for antiques, other collectibles, dolls, they've got a wide variety, and you're guaranteed to find something really cool if you head out to this show this weekend at the Lloyd X. On Saturday, it runs from 9 until 5. Sunday, it runs from 10 until 4, and proceeds from the show go to local charities. There's a lot going on Sunday this weekend. The time changes if you live in Alberta, and you've got a chance to see legendary comedic Colin Mockery. You may know him best from the TV show Whose Line Is It Anyway? Well, he's going to be in Lloydminster Sunday night at the Vic Juba Community Theatre. In this show, not only are you going to laugh a lot, but you're going to help out the Lloyd Comp Drama Department. You can get tickets online. Just head to vicjubatheatre.ca. We want you to start your weekend by winning. We've got a copy of Leona Lewis's latest album, I Am. It includes the hits Thunder, Fire Under My Feet, and there's a couple acoustic tracks on this one as well. If you want a copy, it's really easy. All you have to do is email your name and daytime phone number to tvcontests@newcap.ca. We want to say thanks to John at Universal Music Canada for setting us up with the music. Hometown hockey takes over downtown Lloydminster this weekend. You can bring the whole family down to take part in the really cool events that they've got planned. And there's even going to be some Toronto Maple Leafs alumni here, including Darcy Tucker. So make sure you take the chance to get his autograph. Well, whatever you choose to do this weekend, I hope you have a great one. I'm Heather Kleigus, and that's what's happening.
Well, high school zone basketball tournaments start this weekend with Holy Rosary hosting the 3A version. The Raiders are favored to win both the senior boys and girls draws, and the tournament opened with a blowout. Holy Rosary held Bonnyville to one first quarter point en route to a 97-26 win at the Holy Dome. A provincial berth is on everyone's mind, but the team has work to do before getting to that point.
I think if we play our best, if all the pieces fall into place, then yeah, I think we can win. We've beat the teams that are in this zone. As for provincials, not sure yet. Kind of just taking it one step at a time with zones. But
we take one game at a time. We want to win the game tomorrow and hopefully play tomorrow night and be fortunate enough to represent our zone at provincials next week.
A dominant win like the one Friday can create problems with tougher opponents on tap Saturday, something Cardis isn't concerned with.
We'll be ready for a tough game tomorrow. We were ready for the game today. We came out, played well. I'm sure we'll be ready tomorrow at noon, whoever we play, Cold Lake or Father Merck.
And the Holy Rosary boys aren't the only Raiders team playing this weekend. The girls are also on the court, and Angie Mellon is at the Holy Dome to get us caught up on their first round matchup. Angie.
Thanks, Nicole. This is the first game for the Holy Rosary senior girls team, who came into the tournament at second place. They're facing off against the 7th place Bonnyville team. It's the first time they have played Bonnyville this year. I had a chance to talk to Coach Josh Lyons before the game started. He said the girls were feeling anxious, but they had a few days to sit on it and were ready to go. He also said the girls need to focus on execution in order to win tonight. But he said on paper, this is a game they should be winning. If they do win the game, they will be playing tomorrow morning at 10:15 in the semifinals. And the whole tournament will wrap up for the girls' side of the championship at 5:15 tomorrow. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Ange. Well, the Lakeland Rustlers women's volleyball team is just one win away from the CKSA National Championship match after winning their quarterfinal yesterday afternoon. The Rustlers had many shaky moments, blowing multiple leads throughout the match, but were able to come from behind to defeat the MSVU Mystics in 5 sets. Now, Lakeland had to fight off 2 match points before this swing from Annika Kuz gave them the 17-15 victory. Head coach Austin Dyer hopes that the adversity of day one will get the team to perform at the same level they did 2 weeks ago.
We were a little bit different team in the match last night than we were at conference championships. You know, at conference championships, we were fearless. We played our opponents as tough as we could, and then, you know, we just worried about our own side. And yesterday we had a little bit of an emotional roller coaster.
Their semi-final opponent is the country's top team and defending national champs, the Vancouver Island Mariners. Dyer says the key to victory is not playing into their formidable block and defense.
I think we might have a little bit more firepower than they do offensively, but we're going to have to make sure that we're smart with our attack and our offense, so that way we can generate points.
You can catch the match online via the CCAA website at 7 p.m.